Hello everyone, welcome back to our Elden Ring walkthrough. If you're just tuning in, we're on episode 6. We have a playlist full. Be sure to check out the rest if you are seeing our progress. Just a little upgrade here. We made our way down into this castle and decided not to fight the bosses. You can see our runes are still there because we haven't died, right? So we can go back there if we want. We have another map piece here if we want to grab that. And we are actually going to, I think, maybe grab that before we go through the Sending Gate. I think that's probably wise. So we'll probably do that this episode. As far as our character here, equipment-wise, we have the Morningstar equipped and the Longsword. So we have two different damage types. This has blood, this one does not. I really like the square off on this, and I will be getting as a Asher War to use on the Morningstar soon. We put the Strength Knot tier and the Faith Knot tier in our Wonders Physic, which we got last episode, and we're currently using the Warrior Jar Shard. If you don't want to use that, I do recommend the Green Turtle for now. We will get you a couple more talismans fairly soon. Yeah, so make sure that you don't waste these better arrows. I'm going to go ahead and take those off. I guess I could leave the bolts on. I'm probably never using them. As far as equipment, we're using the Knight set that we start with, and then we got some Soldier Greaves that we can use. You don't have these, the Knight's ones are going to be just fine. These just have slightly more poise than the Knight ones, so that's why I'm using those. Those are a random drop. And we have about 5,000 runes, so the question is, do I want to continue and risk losing all these runes for new players? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and, you know what, let's level up just so that you don't ruin and lose any runes. So we're just going to put another point into strength, and then do I want to put one more point into endurance? I think so. But for now, let's go. So strength, let's take strength up to 16. I just want to take a look here. I think that's all I need for my current gear option. So I'm not even like needing it, but if I want to use the Claymore, I need 16 for that. And then you can see when I switch to the Claymore, I go to heavy load. So if I want to use the Claymore, I do need a bit more endurance. Endurance is also going to help with our equip load as well as our stamina. So I think we'll put the other point into endurance. So we're at 13. Got a little bit of money left that we can spend if we want. Okay. We do have another conversation with Melania. That's also not a big deal. So let's mark up the map a little bit here. So we got the map fragment, and then we're going to kind of come, actually, before the map fragment, we're going to kind of go like over here, and then the map fragment, and then we'll kind of like ride down the road until we get to about there. So we're going to start, we're just going to, and there's a giant over here, so be careful. You can fight him if you want, 1,000 runes and all. Need a little more money. I may have marked a little bit far out. Looks like I did. Basically, you're just going to kind of like hug this edge. You don't need to go down on the beach. We're heading for this building up here, so let's take this off and we'll go like right there. That's more accurate. So there's the building. This building has an elevator that you can take down to another area that's below ground. We're not going to go down there quite yet, but we are going to kind of swirl this tree. You can pick up these if you want, sunflowers and such. But right here is what we're wanting, which is a couple more cracked tiers for our flask. And then we have that. Alright, so once you have those, you can kind of come the edge here. Drop down, and where is he? little bit here. Alright, so we got the Howl. So those ruins, we want to make sure we're kind of close to the ruins until you get the Howl. The Howl is going to open up some dialogue options for Kale. So you want to make sure you target that and make sure that happens. And then if you just follow this road back to this waypoint, there's the map. Okay. Be careful of these bears, they are quite dangerous. You can quickly grab the item and then continue onward. It is a cookbook. Get the bones if you want. And then from here, we're going to kind of just... There it is. There's a scarab. So there's ground slam. And unfortunately, I can't show on the map where that's at, but just kind of look around for it, listen for the sound, and you'll find it. And then right off from where you found that, just continue to kind of walk down this hill, and you should eventually come on a little campfire and a merchant. This merchant should have some more smithing stones if you need more, if you want to upgrade 2 weapons. So at this point you should have enough between the 2 merchants that you could upgrade 2 weapons up to +3. He also sells the Beast Lure Pot and the Exalted Flesh Recipe. Like I said, you could do that. Hand axe if you want that weapon, and he's got some arrows that you can buy, and a couple of shields. This shield has 100% physical damage nation, so if you want another different looking shield, I would go with that one. This one is not that great. And then he's got some Trinitas Lilies. These are hard to find, so there's only like a set number in the game. We're going to find enough for what we need probably, but if you need a few more, this is where you would get them. And then these are used to make crafting as well. Not going to buy anything from him right now. Alright, back to the road here. Kind of just go around. Oh, we did get a recipe book. I'll look at that in just a second. So once you see those little spiky things, you're going to go around the side here. And right over here, there's a grace. So now if we take a look at our map, so there's a castle there that we're going to go into, right? And here's our waypoint, there's our merchant, and you'll notice that we've got this NPC in these ruins that we rode near, so we will take care of that shortly. There's the Erd Tree where we got the additional items, so let's just take a look at those. We'll see what Wondrous Blast items that we got. So if we are not using Faith at the moment, you could use this, which increases your stamina boost, or you could use this, which increases your charged attacks. Either of those are pretty good. For now, I'm going to use the charged attacks one until I have some spells that I need the Faith for, which right now I don't. Alright, we're just going to go around this rock, and we're going to enter into this little castle. And again, if you want to upgrade your weapon, you totally can. You can summon here. Maybe I should do that just so you guys could see that. Get those out. Alright. I'll show off the new summon that we just got. We get these blood flowers, those are important. And then over here there's another flask upgrade. Alright, let's get the summon out so you can see those. Alright, so these skeletons are great because they don't summon them again. They keep coming back. So you notice they're down right now. If you give them a second, you notice they came back with full health. just like the skeletons that you fight, if they get hit when on the ground, they will disappear for good. But they're pretty good because they do come back, so they're a nice little attrition thing that you can do. Alright, let's see if we got... Oh, we got the straight sword, so that's actually a better straight sword than what we have. So we probably will end up using that. I'm pretty sure that's a better one than what we have. Let me take a look here. Yep, more damage. Better scaling. More dex scaling. I like this one a little bit better as far as appearance, but they're not that different, to be honest, so like I don't feel like you are missing out on anything if you use the other one. So main thing in here is Blood Rose, which was like right about here, the flask upgrade, and then we're going to go inside. Inside, make sure you heal up before you do. There's another Blood Rose here. These guys throw fire bombs at you, so be careful. There's a bunch of rats. I like to kind of get all the Blood Roses first, so if I die, I don't miss out on those. Let my skeletons do a little bit of work here, and then I'm going to go up here and just take care of these annoying bomber guys. And then there's the one in here, and there's some more rats. And then in here we have a cookbook. Make sure you get that. Come back out and we can kill these rats. Heal up. Another bomber guy. Up here there's another bomber guy. And what I like to do is just go right into this room and climb this ladder. And that guy should follow us up. Maybe he might stay down there and fight our skeletons. That's okay too. Let's get this chest open. And there's a medallion. Okay, is he climbing? He is not. So I'm just going to drop onto this platform so I don't take any fall damage. And then let's go ahead and drink our Wondrous Flask. Give us a little boost of strength. Charged attacks. This guy hits quite hard, so feel free to let your summons do some of the work. And that will be another Ash of War Bloody Slash. Pretty good Ash of War. It does damage yourself, but it also causes bleed damage, and then more Blood Roses. Alright, now over here there should be one more enemy. That should be it. So from there you can leave this place. We are done. There's nothing else in here. I don't think there's anything down here that I missed. There's a butterfly. And then over here, that's a random drop. Alright, that should be it. Now, we're done with this. So what I like to do when I kill a boss, and I didn't do this before, but I like to mark them. So I'm going to mark the bosses with a skeleton, so that I know that I killed the boss of that thing. So we killed those two, and we killed this one. And we're working down here, but we haven't killed that one yet. So we got a couple bosses down. Pretty good. Alright, so for here, the next thing that I want to do is we're going to go back up to this Third Church of America. So we still have a decent amount of runes, but don't feel like you have to use them right now. We're going to go off this little crack right here. So from that, we're going to face north. And if we just get to this little creek area here, in the back of this creek, there is a little hidden teleporter. And if you examine that, you can travel to another location. Alright, now, this area is way up on the map. So, just beware. This area, everything here is very dangerous. That guy is very high level. He also is just a guardian of this building, so if you don't attack him, he won't attack you at the moment. You can kind of just come into this door. And we're going to just hit this waypoint here. And that death root that we got, we can give to this guy back here. You notice we have a summon signal, right? Like, this area is high level. Be careful. So we're going to hand over the death root. Alright, so he's going to give you a Clawmark seal and a beast eye. And he says, feed me more. He wants more death root. Alright, so the Clawmark seal will allow you to cast incantations. So we could put that on. Let's just take a look here with 10 faith. We don't have enough faith yet, so we need to put one more point of faith to use it. But this will let you cast incantations. It also has a passive of boosting bestial incantations. So you can keep bringing him death root and he'll keep giving you items. Alright. So, from here, we're going to do a couple of little things before we move on. So just don't worry about this guy. Don't do anything with him. Just run past him. Watch the ground. There are some poison in this area. There's a couple of enemies like hiding. We're going to go right up to this tree, get this item, and then we're just going to kind of run on down, avoid these enemies. These guys hit super hard. And there is a grace here we're going to get. Go ahead and touch that, and then see the dragon on the bridge there. What we're going to do is just going to ride right up to the dragon, and if you are fast enough here, you can get past this dragon without him actually attacking you. So just run right through his legs here. You are not going to want to mess with that guy. Alright, we're now in Caelid. Now, Caelid is, well, this is actually Dragon Burrow, but Caelid is quite rough. So you're going to come over here and just kind of hug this wall and go around. And that building is where we're heading, but on the way, we've got another one of these little cemeteries with items. Now, it looks like the dragon is close, but he won't actually come over here and bother you as long as you're quick. And these are much higher level rune items. Alright, so now from here, we're going to get up on this, and that airstream, you can jump down on and it won't die. And then right over here is a grace. Touch the grace, we're not resting. And now these towers are puzzles, right? And the idea is you want to get to the top of these towers, and inside these towers you get like memory stones and stuff, things that will be good for mages. So what we're going to do is go back to this airstrip, and we're going to jump up onto that roof up there. Right about there. Okay, and we're going to get off the horse, and you can already see the rating here. And they're just saying like, look carefully, right? Well, if you just slide down, look at that, we've gained entry. Now, if you go down, there's a giant ball down there. that ball you do not want to kill. As long as that ball is there, we can utilize it to get some free runes. So we're going to go up instead and hit the elevator. Alright, and then we're going to continue to go up the top of this tower. Top of the tower there is a box here, and inside of that there's a memory stone. Now, memory stones give you additional spell slots. So, when you, let's just take a look here. We're going to warp back to this Lene's Rise. As long as you don't rest, you won't increase the dialogue and stuff, but we are actually going to rest in a moment. So I'm going to show you a little cheese. So if you're at this grace, you can call your horse, and you can ride down this hill. If you want runes and you want to get some extra levels, you can just keep riding. As soon as that ball shows up, come back and jump. And it'll jump off the ledge. And then you'll get like almost 2,000 runes per attempt of doing that. So you could warp back and you could do it again. So let's say we do this like 2 times. I'm gonna do it, let's say 3 times, just to show, demonstrate it a couple times, get some runes, show you how to like get some early levels if you want. I'm gonna turn around and jump. Ball rolls off, and there's your runes. Come back, and there you go. Right. So 3rd time. Just gonna get a few thousand runes here. This is an easy way to get some early levels. Eventually it will fall off and those levels will not be really worthwhile. But if you want it to, you know, just get some quick cash that you could use to spend, then you could do that. Alright, we can go back to Lene's Rise, and now this time I'm gonna rest. And when I rest, it's gonna trigger some stuff to happen. The moment I rest, Medallion shows up and she's tells you she's been testing you.
To determine if the Elden Ring would truly have you. If you had the metal, it seems my right home had your measure.
So she's testing to make sure you're actually worthy. And now she invites you to the round table. And you say you're going to go to the round table. Now the moment you get to the round table, you should get your first trophy, which should be make it to the round table. Congratulations. You should make it there, right? As soon as it finishes loading right here, you should get the rest we should get on stream. The round table, a few things. You've got D, we met him in the graveyard. We've got Corin, who sells faith-based spells. So the reason we kept on some of that money, we got a little bit of money. Say I see it, and then you can study incantations. Now he sells Catch Flame and Flame Sling, which are both pretty good spells. I'm going to buy both of these. He also sells a heal spell and urgent heal, so you can get those if you want. I recommend getting at least one of these. I'm going to get that one. But you could also get Urgent Heal if you want. And then he has Cure Poison, some Fortification spells, which will increase your damage, and then Rejection. I don't like Rejection. The Fortification spells are pretty good, and the Quick Heals are both good. I would think about getting both of those. We don't have the requirements for these yet, but we will eventually. Down this first hallway here. Come down here and go to talk to this guy, or try to, and he just kind of ignores you, and you get another gesture. And then further on, you get a merchant, the Twin Husk. So the Twin Husk sell a dagger. If you didn't get one to drop, you could go ahead and buy one. I like to keep a dagger with Golden Vow on. He also sells the longbow, which we don't have the stats to use, but we will, and a pretty good armor set here. So we're probably going to get some runes to use this knight set. I like this knight set quite a bit. And he sells a finger seal, which has a little bit of a low stat requirement, I'm going to use the Beast Seal probably, but you could use this instead. And then he has another memory slot and a couple stone sword keys. So this merchant sells a lot of stuff. He's going to be here till the end of the game. You can get some of this stuff if you want. I definitely recommend picking up the bow, the dagger, if you don't have one, and rapier is pretty good. Scimitar is a curved sword, and then this armor set's pretty good. So, for the purposes of this playthrough, I'm not going to buy that stuff now because I have a dagger already. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to utilize that dagger. So let's see, can I equip it? So in my offhand, I'm going to put that dagger on. I'm still in medium load. And then at the table here, I'm going to increase my flask that I got another one. So now we should have a pretty good amount. And now I'm actually going to allocate one flask to blue. And then on my Ashes of War, I'm going to put on the dagger, we're going to put Golden Vow. So this will increase your attack power and your defense for you and your allies. So it's a good little buff before you go into a boss fight. And I'll just put standard on it. You can choose something else if you want. Doesn't matter, we're not going to use it to attack. And then on this one, we're going to leave square off. I'm going to pick up something for this soon. Alright, so now we can memorize some spells. We don't have the stats for these spells yet, but I'm going to go ahead and put them on because these are spells that we will use. So we need 10 Faith. We can use this one, and then you can put the healing one on if you want. It's going to be a bit before we have 12 Faith, but I'm going to put those on anyways for now. So that will be good, and then we can just put 1 point in Faith, and that should get us enough to use that claw that we have, right? So let's put that on as well and see if we are able to equip it. So this shouldn't weigh hardly anything. Alright, so we can equip that. So now that we have that on, we've got some options, right? So we got our shield, we got our dagger, which has the buff on it, and we've got our spells that we can use. So up to change your spells, left to change your left hand, right to change your right hand, etc. Alright, so we can talk to D. Now that we've went to Garrug, he will also let us study. He's got a couple of spells. This one will make our right hand weapon have holy damage. This is also an incantation, so you can pick that up if you want. It's a weapon buff, and this one I've not used a lot, but it basically creates a little image that can do holy damage in a small area. It's got a pretty big requirement. I don't use either of these, to be honest. You can go through his dialogue. We're going to hold off on doing that. This gentleman here, Dalios, he's not going to be here long. He may not even ever show up for you here, depending on what you do. He asks about Lanya. So if we see Lanya, he'll get some new dialogue. And then up here, there'll be another NPC that'll show up right here at some point, so keep an eye out. And then, you see all those blood marks? You can actually jump down there and fight someone. We're not going to do that yet either. Alright, so over here we have Gideon. So run through all of his dialogue. Alright, so once he says that, he's done. That door will open up after you beat the first main boss. Down this way. Alright, so in this room, we have Fia. Fia, you're going to talk to her. She'll ask to give you a hug. We're going to go ahead and allow that. And again, read the dialogue. It's part of the story. It's good. I'm just skipping through it. She gives you a blessing as well as a debuff. So You're going to notice when we stand up that we have like some new icons under our health bar. Maybe. Yeah, so up there we've got a little, see how that little red one's got a down arrow? That's a debuff. So this will remove that and increase our poise. So we're going to go ahead and use that just to get rid of that debuff. And we got a little glow for the time being. You can come back and get that debuff and that boost as much as you want. This is our blacksmith. So now is the time you would want to choose a weapon to strengthen. He can duplicate Ashes of War with some items that we'll get. He can let you sell stuff. He has some dialogue that you can go through. I am going to go ahead and we're going to upgrade our straight sword. Pick whatever weapon you want to upgrade. If you're a spellcaster, upgrade your seal or your wand. I don't worry about upgrading my shield until very late in the game. But basically, you can freely upgrade all the way up until basically Smithing Stone 9. Just don't use the Ancients unless you're sure. All of those you can get the ability to buy. But Smithing Stone 1s and 2s you can use as many as you want. We can find more, we can buy more in the second area of the game. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my straight sword. And if you've been following along, you should be able to get it to +6. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the remainder of my smithing 1s into the Morning Star. So I have 2 weapons that I've upgraded some. These are going to move my primary damage for the beginning of the game. I should have a +5 straight sword and a +2 Morning Star at this point. Other things, that room there unlocks eventually. It is not at the moment. Down the stairs here. That door behind it, there is I believe a crossbow. I don't waste my stone sword keys this early on that, but you definitely can. So our damage now, if you take a look, just as a comparison, they were pretty close between our straight swords before, right? So let's just look. We're at 148 plus 22, 110 plus 17. So we have quite a bit more damage that we've increased here. So we should be in a good spot now. We should do some pretty good damage. Feel free to upgrade whatever you want. You can upgrade the Claymore. We will find more smithing stones. It's not a big deal. So now we can teleport. And I'm going to get one more thing before we proceed. So we're going to go back. I'll let this episode run just a little bit long. So we're going to go back to the Church of Ella here. And over here, Kali, we're going to ask about the howling in the woods. And he's going to teach us finger snap. Okay. So finger snap is going to allow us to talk to him a bit. So if you hit your start and you go into your gestures and if you just, let's just remove the ones that we're not using here. And then let's just find finger snap. So finger snap, equip that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to actually go to these ruins here. So let's go back to the Fort Haight. And before we go into the ruins, if we just go back up to Fort Haight, you're going to notice that the enemies that were previously there are no longer there. We still get the summon sign, but because we beat the boss up here, the enemies are not here. So now we can get more blood roses. And so if you just come in here, all the enemies are gone. You can get these blood roses. There should be like 4 flowers. And each one can drop 1 or 2. Alright, so why do we want blood roses, you ask? Well, if we go to our crafting, we can make blood grease with the root resin that we got from the War Master's shack and the blood roses that we got from here. So let's just go ahead and make a bunch. We got 13. Alright, so that's more than enough for what we need for now. We're going to head to those ruins now. Let's follow the road here. Kill all these guys if you want. Alright, there's our ruins. So once you get up to the ruins, we're going to stay to the right. Kind of go around here. And be very careful because there is a bear right there. Right here. If you notice, there was a guy up at the top. So what we're going to do is hit start. And we're going to use that finger snap. So just confirm. And he will jump down. So this is Blaidd. Blaidd. He tells you he's looking for Darrawil. And he's offering a reward. Darrawil's a traitor. And he wants to finish him off. Alright, so once you get that, you're good to go. Okay, so now, summon your horse, and we're going to just jump right over this, and we get this item right here. And then, again, we're being very careful. We're going to unsummon our horse. We're going to go into sneak mode, and then right here, there's a treasure chest. Unsneak, open the chest, and you'll get another smithing 2. So that should get us 3. We need, I think, 1. We need 6 in order to upgrade our weapon again. Either 6 or 4. We might need 4. I think it's 4. Alright, now the bear is right there. We're going to grab these as quick as we can. Go around the bear. Grab all the items. Down into this tunnel. And open the door. Inside of here we get another talisman. The axe talisman. Now this one increases your charged attacks. So charged attacks, you hold down the attack button. As long as you're down here, you're safe and you can teleport right out. Alright, so we got Blaidd. What are we going to do with Blaidd? Well, let's go back to this Ogle Lake South. He wants us to take care of Darrawil. Alright, so we've got a little bit of upgrades here. We'll grab this mushroom. And we're just going to go right up to this little Everjail. So, go up to the Everjail. Kill these guys if you want. There's an item up here. Watch our damage is quite a bit better. 2 hits now instead of like 4 that it took before. Alright, now up to the Everjail. And examine it. And enter. Alright, now you cannot use summons in these, but you can summon Blaidd. Little gold symbol, those are friendlies. While he's summoning in, I'm going to go ahead and take off the skeletons, and I'm going to put on the blood grease. Alright, so I'll show you a little buff routine that you can do for bosses. So as soon as you walk up where that purple area is at, the boss will show up. We don't want that, so we're going to switch to our dagger. We're going to two-hand the dagger by pushing the triangle and R1, and then we're going to use Golden Vow. That's a buff, it'll last for a little bit, and we'll switch back to our main weapon, triangle and R1, and we're going to use our flask, put on the blood grease, and we're going to walk up here and get ready for battle. And see that damage, it's a lot better now. Let Blaidd take the aggro if you want. And a couple hits and Darrawil will be dead. And you get Bloodhound's Fang, which is one of the best early game weapons in the game. So that one is one of those legendary weapons that you're going to need the Sombers for. We only have one Somber at the moment, so you'll have to get some more. Let's just go talk to Blaidd now that we've finished off Darrawil. And he gives you a Somber 2, so you could upgrade it to +2 at the blacksmith. Talk to him again, and he'll tell you about a blacksmith in Raya Lucaria who sells Sombers 1 through 4. So you have to find them on your own. Alright, so we finished off another boss, a little mini boss, and I think that's a good spot to leave it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to come to this Rampart jail, and that's where we're going to start next time. We're going to finish off that boss that we left for ourselves. So from here, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you guys later. This is a little bit of a longer episode, but hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow, make some comments about how you like the content, anything you'd like to change, and we'll see you next time, guys.